Good morning to one and all. In the previous class, we explained about this vertical alignment. That means how roads are designed with this vertical alignment, particularly in few places we are having these vertical alignments. In those places, how they designed and what are the factors influencing on those vertical alignment. In the previous class, we discussed these vertical speed, acceleration, side distance, and vehicle operation cost. Next one is the comfort while traveling with high speeds. That means these 5 points mainly influencing the vertical alignment gradings, so that how we need to overcome these five problems while designing these vertical alignment curves. All those are explained. This is the vertical alignment diagram. That means the road is laid with few amounts of vertical alignments. That means the rising of some amount of road with respect to horizontal plane. That means మన యొక్క ఎర్త్ లెవెల్ నుంచి ఒక ఫ్యూ దట్ మీన్స్ ఒక 2 or 3 meters విల్ బి రైజ్డ్ డ్యూ టు అన్ఈవెన్నెస్ ఆఫ్ ద గ్రౌండ్. దిస్ ఈస్ ద వర్టికల్ అలైన్మెంట్. దట్ గ్రేడియంట్స్ అండ్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ గ్రేడియంట్స్. 4 types of gradients are where: ruling gradient, limiting gradient, exceptional gradient, minimum gradient. This is the ruling gradient that will be maximum within the shorter span. Next one is the limiting gradient. It also depends upon topography and cost of the constructioning of the road. And the next, exceptional gradient. That means very steeper gradients provided unavailable situations. That means we don't have further movement. In that cases, we will go for this exceptional gradient. These are the different values for those 3 kinds of gradients, and depending upon the terrain of the place. That means in which terrain the existing system have. For those existing system, for which amount of vertical alignment we need to give depending upon the gradients. Next one, last one is the minimum gradient. This is the minimum gradient we are providing. That means minimum gradient means normally in particular roads and few constructions practices we are using this minimum gradient for dewatering. That means water logging. That means we need to avoid water from the top surface of the water, so that we need to provide a minimum gradient for drainage purpose and others. These two are those. Next, today we will explain about this grade compensation. Okay, grade compensation. First of all, we will read out the points. After that, I will explain one by one terms involved in this grade compensation. First of all, when sharp horizontal curve is introduced on a particular road which has already maximum permissible gradient, then gradient should be decreased to compensate for loss of tractive effects due to curves. That means a sharp curve. That means sharp means in terms of నైఫ్. దట్ మీన్స్ కత్తుల గురించి మనం మాట్లాడుకున్నప్పుడు దీని యొక్క షార్ప్నెస్ అనేది మనం ఎక్కువగా డీల్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. ఈ యొక్క ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ఇంజనీరింగ్లో షార్ప్ మీన్స్ దట్ మీన్స్ ద సడన్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ పర్టికులర్ రోడ్. దట్ మీన్స్ సడన్ చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ particular alignment of the road, that is called as a sharp horizontal curve. Those things explained with diagrams in the next slides. First of all, we need to explain the terminology in the grade compensation. Particularly, sharp horizontal curve is introduced on a particular road system which is already maximum permissible gradient. That means whatever the required gradient were also permitted for the particular road, then the gradient should be decreased to compensate for the loss of tractive efforts due to curve. That means మనం ఒక పర్టికులర్ ప్లేస్లో ఒక మ్యాక్సిమం గ్రేడియంట్ అనేది అలో చేసాం ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్, డ్యూ టు షార్ప్ కర్వ్, వీ నీడ్ టు డిక్రీజ్ ద gradient of the particular curve line. That means in the one end we are having sharp gradient, in the other end we are having falling gradient. That means both the sharp gradient and falling gradient are situated at a particular point, so that point is called as a sharp horizontal curve. This is the meaning of the diagram, vertical grade compensation. Second point, we are discussing that the reduction in the gradient at a horizontal curve is called grade compensation. That means at particular point where the horizontal alignment suddenly changes its position. That means up to one point we are having rising gradient, after that we are having falling gradient, so that gradient is called as a grade compensation due to sudden falling and sudden rising of these gradients. So that grade compensation percentage should be 30 plus r by r, that means rising and others. For this grade compensation we are having IRC recommendations, that means specifications which was given by Indian Road Congress. Those things are given here. With the help of these 2 points, the compensation is not required for grades flatter than 4% because the loss of tractive force is negligible. That means tractive forces which are acting on the bodies while they are traveling on a particular gradients, those should be negligible, so that we need to give the 4% for grades flatter than 4%. Next one, the maximum grade compensation is limited to 70%. That means the minimum value we need to give is 4%, the maximum value we need to give is 75% for these vertical compositions. Next one, composition gradients equal to ruling gradient minus grade compensation. This is the formula for grade compensation with the help of ruling gradient and compensated gradient. This is the relation. This relation is also asked for online exams. While you are facing with midterm exams, you have to face 20 online bits. In those online bits they are asking simply these formulas and others for testing your knowledge on transportation engineering, so that you need to remember this. Compensated grading is equal to ruling gradient minus grade compensation. Okay, once again we will revise. This is the sharp curves. These are formed at sudden rising and sudden falling of the particular gradients at a particular points. The reduction curve should be called as a grade compensation. The grade compensation in terms of percentage is 30 plus r by r. Okay, the minimum grading we have to give is 4% and maximum gradient we have to give is 75% r by r. This is the formula. Okay, next one, we are having up to now we are discussing about horizontal curves. This is the next topic, vertical curve. Vertical curve means whenever the road is moving in upward direction, that means not in a flatly. Upward means while we are climbing a hill, we need to go in a upward direction. Likely whenever the road is having a huge amount of slope compared to the ground level, we need to construct a road according to the slope, so that we need to design the road with the help of these vertical curves and other things related to this IRC and other codes in the Indian Code of Practice. So that the vertical curves in the highway may be classified into 2 categories depending upon their latitude and places and the material they are using. Based upon all those categories, the vertical curves may be divided into 2 kinds. First one is the summit curves or crest curves, valley curves or sag curves. That means summit means 2 points where there are summit of lines, means joining 2 or more lines. Those point is called summit point for the particular field. Likely we are having second one, valley curves. That means whenever there are hills and valleys, that means particularly in hilly areas we are having these valleys. That means suddenly drop downing of this ground level. Those places are called these valleys. At the valleys we are having huge amount of slope compared to normal roads. The journey along these valleys is so dangerous due to unevenness and huge amount of slope available at those valleys. So the vertical curves are entirely divided into these summit curves or crest curves, and second one is the valley curves or sag curves. Here this also you are having 2 points. What is the another name for summit curve? Summit curves are also called as the crest curves. Second one is the valley curves are also called as sag curves. By using this terminology, you are having hogging and sagging, 2 terms. Hogging means enlargement, sagging means decrement. You need to remember those. Hogging means enlargement of particular amount of length. Sagging means decrement. Hogging, sagging. You need to remember those 2 also when you are studying with these vertical curves in terms of summit and valley. These are the diagrammatic representations for summit curves. That means two or more lines particularly joining at a particular point with an angle of inclination, so that those two lines are joining with this summit curves. Here we are having four types of summit curves. That means depending upon their joining, that means when the road is joining by the help of these gradients and other trigonometrical principles, by using these arcs we are joining. That means the two lanes are joined with an angle of alpha. By using those angle they are divided the entire roads into four parts, so that a part in the diagram we are having four parts. First one is the a. In those a, the total angle is the difference between those two. That means n1 and n2 we are having two curves. The angle should be difference between n1 and n2. In the second part b we are having n1 n2. That means n2 is straightly together. That means perpendicular. N1 is the some having some gradient, so that n1 equal to n1 n equal to n1 minus n2. N2 equal to 0 slope they are having, so that n2 will become 0, n equal to n1. But in the case of third diagram we are having n1 and n2 both are negative. Okay, n1 and 2 both are, one is positive curve and the second one is a negative curve. That means the value is less than perpendicular degree, so that n2 is taken as negative, so that when we have to substitute n1 minus n2, that minus and minus becomes positive here. Okay, n equal to n1 plus n2. But in case of fourth conditions, n1 is a negative. That means the first curve is negative curve, second curve is also negative curve. In those conditions we will get normal slope n equal to n2 minus n1. These are the four conditions. If the we are having two curves, that means two, not two curves, so two lanes we are having. Those two lanes are, one is positive lane, another one is negative lane, or in case of both are positive, both are negative, like that we are having totally three types of points. But here we are having 4 points because of we are having two lanes. If one is positive, that means simply in the horizontal plane and vertical plane we are having both. In the first plane we are having positive, second plane we are having negative, positive, like that we are having four different conditions. Okay, we need to remember like that, four different conditions and four formulas we are having. Okay. Likely we have to remember four conditions, four formulas with respect to engineering drawing. These curves are classified. Next one, valley curves or sag curves. First one is the summit curves. That means both are joining. Here valley curves, once we have to show those and know those. First one here having both are negative curves. Likely they are simply opposite to this first one. Summit curves are opposite to this valley curves. Both are negative. That means minus n1 minus n2 we are having, so that the combination point we are having n equal to n2 minus n1, because we need to take it as one n1 minus n2. We are having n1 as minus, n2 as minus, so that minus n1 minus of minus n2 becomes n2 minus n1, first curve. But in case of second curve we are having n1 as negative and n2 as 0. That means we are having normal with respect to horizontal plane, n2 having, so that the angle of inclination is 0. Without angle of, that is equal to 0. If the angle is positive we need to take it as a positive symbol in front of n1 or n2. If the angle is negative we need to take it as negative symbol, so that the classification becomes 4. But in case of third case, n1 is negative, n2 is positive, so that the n equal to n1 plus n2. But in case of fourth condition we are having both positive. That means n2 minus n1. In primary condition, that means in the case of summit curves, we are taking n1 as first point, n2 as second point, because we are preferring summit curve. The primary location is first gradient. That means we are having first line as major line, second line we are taking as a other line. But in case of this valley curves, we are taking second line as main curve. That means first line as sub line, so that the formulas are deferred n1 n2. While we are taking n1 minus n2 in the first point, we are taking n2 minus n1. We need to take those two as consideration, depending upon valley curve and summit curve. What is the length of the summit curve? Those are depending upon stopping side distance and others, because while we are traveling on those summit curves, the length is so low because of these environmental parameters and other wildlife parameters. We need to construct as low as possible to strengthen the wildlife characteristics and other forestries. The designing of this length, the parabolic summit curves, is necessary to consider stopping side distance, other side distance separately. That means OSD and SSD separately we need to take it. These OSD, SSD are we need to discuss in the second points. That means another classes we have to separate problems in these SSD and OSD. Stopping side distance, other side distances we are having. This is the classification. Two cases we need to consider: length of the summit curve for stopping side distance, that means SSD, stopping side distance, when the length of the curve is greater than stopping side distance, when the length of the curve is less than stopping side distance. These 2 points we need to take. Length of the curve is greater than the stopping side distance, less than the stopping side distance. Those two we need to consider. Okay, first of all, length of the curve is greater than stopping side distance. What is the formula we need to take? Therefore, L equal to ns2 by square root of 2h plus square root of 2 small h whole square. By substituting those two h, that means height, in terms, we have the below formula: L equal to ns square by 4.4. Why? Because we are taking here h equal to 1.2 and small h equal to 0.15 meter. After substituting those two values in this equation, that which is equal to ns square by 2h plus square root of 2h whole square, we will get the value as ns square by 4.4. This is the formula related to calculator. We need to substitute in the simply calculate this value, whether it is true or false. We need to check. Otherwise, in some cases we will differ due to other values. This is the related to L less than stopping side distance. In other case, we are having L greater than stopping side distance. Okay, in this case we are having L equal to 2s minus square root of 2h plus square root of small h whole square by n. Previously we are having ns square, but here we are having 2s minus 2h plus 2h by n whole square. This is the formula is different due to stopping side distance, so that this design is entirely depends upon this stopping side distance. We need to remember valley curves, that means vertical curves design is entirely depends upon the stopping side distance phenomena. Whether the stopping side distance is very high, we need to design for huge amount of considerations. Where r equal to L by n, that means r is the radius of the curve, L is the length of the curve, and n is the gradient, that means 1 in n, that means slope what we are taking on the particular road. Those things also affect, that means affects here. What is the gradient we are taking? 1 in n, 1 in r60, 1 in 30. Those gradients are depends upon other phenomena like terrains, whether it is a rolling terrain, plain terrain, more steep terrain, those things. Though 1 to 1 is a linking like a chain. Next one is the length of the summit curve for overtaking side distance. Previously we are taking a stopping side distance, whether in case of overtaking side distance, that means stopping side distance, overtaking side distance, those two things we need to consider. But here we are having overtaking side distance. What is overtaking sight distance? In the starting classes of second chapter, I discussed this stopping sight distance and overtaking sight distance. Those two are depends upon the vision of the driver. If the vision of the driver and alertness of the driver is so high, we need to prevent these kind of accidents by observing this stopping sight distance and overtaking sight distance. Depending upon this overtaking sight distance also, we have two classification. When the length of the curve is greater than overtaking sight distance, when the length of the curve is less than overtaking sight distance. There is no derivation, so only formulas we need to remember, because those are calculated by Indian Road Congress members. That means panelists, those are studied on those particular values and curves. All after all the studies, and they published the different kinds of paper, they formulate particular amount of principles and formulas. We need to follow those formulas and calculate the lengths and the radius and the width of the roads we need to have on those particular amounts of the spans. That means if the valley is having a particular amount of length and the width of the road is that like, and what thickness we need to provide, what amount of embankment we need to provide, what amount of slope we have to give for that particular road yards, what amount of curb length we need to maintain, which type of canals we need to construct, side canals we need to construct for particular road. All those are given by this Indian Road Congress. In case we need to discuss these two formulas, length is greater than overtaking side distance, length is less than overtaking side distance. Here also we are having two main formulas, ns square by 8h. 8h, that is a h value we are having same 1.2 meters. Here we are not having small h, only capital H we are having in case of overtaking side distance. Small h equal to 0, so that they are not mentioning there. General equation for the length of the curve is given by ns square by 8h. Okay, after substituting 8 in terms of 1.8 into 1.2, 12 8s are 96, so that in the bottom we are having 9.6. 12 means here 1.2 by 10, we will get 12 into 8, 9.6. 96 by 10 equal to 9.6. This is the formula for calculating overtaking side distance is greater than the length of the curve. In the second point we are having a length is less than the overtaking side distance. Here also we are not having small h, only capital H is here. In this formula also we need to substitute h equal to 1.2 meters, so that we will get L equal to 2s minus 8.h 9.6 by n, h equal to 1.2 meters, so that 1.2 into 8 9.6, we will get this formula L equal to 2s minus 9.6 by n. There is no diagrammatic representation for this. We have to observe what are the formulas, how the values will come. Here we have to notations there. So notations we need to remember what is n. N is the angle, that means deviation angle. That means when two lines are merging at a particular point, n equal to n1 minus n2, n1 plus n2, like that we are having four kinds of formulas for two curves. That means what summit curves and valley curves, both are we are having n value, so that depending upon the n value we need to find out. Second one is the h, that is the height of the driver side. From the ground level, driver is located at what height? That means normally in two-wheelers, that means these bikes and others, two-wheelers, the scooters and scooties, other all those are having particular height from the ground level, so that the vision of the driver is particular amount. That means nearly 4 or 5 feet from the ground level, depending upon the height of the driver, so that the vision is only limited to 4 or 5 feet from the ground level for two-wheelers. Likely we are having these four-wheelers like cars and others. For these cars and others, the vision of the driver will be changes or equals to some cases. That means two-wheeler and four-wheeler we are having same vision for cars and bikes. But in case of lorries. That means the wheels are so much high when compared to this car. That means six wheelers, lorries and tractors and trucks, like that we are having different height factor, so that the vision of the driver entirely changes. Particularly for these lorries and others having more amount of vision compared to these two wheelers and four wheelers, because they are in a height greater than the two wheelers, so that they are having huge amount of vision capacity, so that they will observe in front vehicles and back vehicles with the help of side mirrors. So h is the depending factors. 1.2 meters, normally we are taking 1.2 meters means simply 1 meter equal to we are having 3.1 feet, 4 feet, 4 to 5 feet they are taking. Small h is the height of the object above carriageway. Okay, height of the object above carriageway. Why? Because we are in the two conditions, summit curves and valleys curve both are there, but in case of summit curves we are having capital H and small h, but in case of valley curves we are not having this small h. That means carriageway is not there for the valley curves. Why? Because this h equal to 0 for the valley curves, because we are traveling from higher position to lower position, so that the front vehicles are clearly observing to us, so that the carriageway is 0 for the valley curves. Only for summit curves we are having where the small h, that is equal to 0.15 meters. And the next one is the length of the summit curve, which is in terms of meters we will take in. This is the length of the summit curve. Next one is the s, that is equal to side distance, whether it may be stopping side distance or overtaking side distance, both we need to remember, both we need to consider. After that, what is the length of valley curve? What is the valley curve? The important factors to be considered while designing this valley curves are: first one, impact of free movement of the vehicle at design speed or comfort to the passenger. That means while we are going on this valley curves without using our fuel, simply we will have to go for few amounts of length. Why? Because due to gravity our vehicle will be simply moving on those particular valleys. In some of the places we need to use more amount of fuel to climb, while we have to go down we need to have to use our fuel as much as possible. So that, but first of all we need to consider the design speed of the vehicle. The entirely design speed depends upon the total weight of the vehicle. That means moment equal to directly proportional to weight. Second point we are having is providing adequate side distance and under headlights of vehicles for night driving. That means under head lights, that means if the light is directly focusing on our eyes, that means the in front of vehicles we are not able to see in particularly night time, so that low huge amount of accidents were causing at the night time because of these lighting problems and others in particular valleys. So that we need to provide a proper lighting distance below our head. That means below our head means only we will able to see the vehicle. If the lighting is above the head level means we don't have to see the vehicle. There may be definitely crashing of vehicles and other small damages in case of these valleys and others. And the next third point is the locating lowest point on the valley curve for providing suitable cross drainage facilities. That means cross drainage facilities to evacuate, that means to remove the water from the curves. That means if there is a water lies on the particular curve while the vehicle is moving with a heavy speed, so that the accidents may occur. So that we need to provide huge amount of slopes compared to the normal road. That means the embankment, that is 1 in n we have to provide in case of this valley curves, because we need to avoid this water on the surface of the road level or road. And next point is that the valley curve is length is designed as a transition curve to fulfill the two criteria. That means the valley curve has to fulfill these two criteria. What are those? Is allowable rate of change of centrifugal acceleration on comfort conditions. That means centrifugal acceleration. Centrifugal acceleration means while the vehicle is moving on a particular rotational medium, that means circular medium or rotating medium, definitely there may be a chance of centrifugal force acting on the vehicle. There may be some amount of uplift, that means the vehicle will be uplifted by these centrifugal forces, so that we need to counteract, that means decrease the centrifugal forcing acting on the vehicle by different mathematical and trigonometrical approaches to design. Next, second point is the required headlight sight distance for the night driving. That means required headlight sight distance. What is the headlight distance? Whether the lights are directly focusing on the eye or they may be below the head level. We need to focusing on those, and according to those we need to fix the lights and lightings on those particular small amount of places, particularly in the curves and others. We need to provide huge amount of lights to provide these facilities. This is the equation. Length of the curve comfort condition depends upon this equation. Length equal to 2 into nv cube by c whole power 1 by 2. That means square root of, only square root belongs to nv cube by c, not belongs to 2, where n is the slope, v is the velocity of the vehicle traveling on those particular valley curve, and c is the friction. Okay, in the above is vehicle in terms of meter per second, but in case of kilometers we'll have to use L equal to 0.38 into nv cube whole power 1 by 2, where c is the allowable rate of change of centrifugal acceleration. That means centrifugal force changing. That means the vehicle is having a huge amount of speed, the centrifugal force also huge. The vehicle having less amount of speed means centrifugal force acting also is very less, so that the total design depends upon this centrifugal force. Centrifugal force mainly responsible to the design speed of the vehicle, or vehicles which speed vehicle is traveling on the particular curve. Next one, v is the design speed in terms of meter per second. Next one, L is the length of the valley curve. It may be taken as 2 times the length of the normal curve, because we are designing in a particular valley, so that we need to take double length, L equal to. Next one is the n. N means previously we discussed the deviation angle, that means slope or angle. N equal to n1 minus n2, n1 plus n2, in some cases n1 plus 0, n2 minus n1. Likely we are having 4 conditions in both summit curves and valleys curves, depending upon the position of our curve what we are having, we need to take that angle. Next one is the length of the valley curve for headlight sight distance. Length of the valley curve for headlight sight distance. Previously we are taking only overtaking sight distance and stopping sight distance, both 2 conditions, overtaking sight distance, and the second one is the stopping sight distance. But the design is also depends upon the light of the sight distance. That means normally in case of these forests and other, there is no current supply, because of there is no human are engaged in the forest life, so that we are not having not population. That means there is no population is living on the forest, so that we are not having to facilitate these currents and other facilities to the forest areas, so that we need to provide a particular amount of headlight sight distance. Normally we are having in the national highways and other district roads, major district roads, we are having huge amount of rotation of this daily vehicular traffic, so that all the vehicles are having these headlights, and also we are having side lights. That means street lights and side lights we are having, so that we don't have to design these head side distance for normal roads. But in case of these valley curves and others, there are no population on those particular areas, so that we need to design this light side distance, headlight side distance for particularly on those valley curves because of no population, no current lines on those particular area. Length of the valley curve for headlight side distance may be determined by these two conditions. Those are also length is greater than stopping side distance, length is less than stopping side distance. First one is length is greater than the stopping side distance. We are having n s square by 1.5 plus 0.035 s, where s is the stopping side distance, n is the summit curve point, angle of summit curve point, n s square by this value 1.5 plus 0.035 s. This is for greater than stopping side distance, length of the curve is. And next one we are having length of the curve is less than stopping side distance. We are having 2s minus 1.5 plus 0.035 s by n, where n equal to deviation angle. That means algebraic difference between the two grades n1 and n2. We are having algebraic sum, whether it may be positive or negative or it may be 0. We need to combine those two and we will get the angle in terms of n. And next L is the total length of the valley curve in terms of meter, s equal to side distance, stopping side distance in terms of meters. Okay, once again I will revise today class. All those are related to formulas. There is no any derivations in this part, only we need to remember those formulas. These formulas are prescribed by Indian Road Congress. We won't have to write to change this because there are huge amount of research work has been done by authorities. Those authorities has fixed some formulas. We need to use those formulas and we have to design different kinds of roads. Particularly the today's total topic is depends upon these two curves. That means summit curve and valley curve. What is the summit curve means? The two curves are summiting at a particular point in a normal slopey area. The other name of the summit curves is crest curves. The total slope n equal to, that means slope is measured in terms of angles. Angle n equal to n1 minus n2, that is the algebraic sum of the two lanes joining at that particular point. Okay, this is also same for this valley curves also. What is the major difference between the summit curves and valley curves is, in the summit curves the primary part n1 equal to positive, n2 equal to negative we are taking. Okay, but in case of valley curves n1 equal to negative, n2 equal to positive. Okay, this is the major difference between summit curves and valley curves. Those summit curves and valley curves are dependent upon classification of these vertical curves. Vertical curves, summit curves are crest curves, valley curves and sag curves. They are the two formulas. The total length of the summit curve is depends upon the stopping side distance and overtaking side distance. We need to design separately. In terms of stopping side distance we are having one formula, overtaking side distance we are having another formula. Those two things we need to design separately, and after that we need to combine those two formulas. We need to design. When L is greater than SSD, less than SSD, we are having these formulas. L is greater than SSD, we are having L equal to ns square by 4.4. L is less than SSD, we are having 2s by 4.4 n, where h equal to 1.2 meters, capital H equal to small h equal to 0.15 meters. But in case of these valley curves, we are having small h equal to 0. This is the overtaking side distance, L equal to SSD, OSD. Okay, here we are not having h values. This is the valley curve. In this valley curve we are not having h values, only we are having velocity. That means the total valley curves depending upon the centrifugal force, so that the entire design we are having formula with respect to velocity only. That means gradient, velocity and c values. That means centrifugal force. See the centrifugal force. This is the today's class.